Hello class. Today in our 4th grade geometry class we will be learning about how to identify triangles. Okay, so today's objective is, by the end of the lesson, students will be able to identify different types of triangles. Today we'll be learning about right angles and how you can use that information to identify right, acute, and obtuse triangles. The first thing you need to know is that a right angle is an angle that measures exactly 90 degrees. If the angle has a little square in it, then you also know that it is a right triangle. So as you can see, this little square in the angle means that this angle is 90 degrees and it is a right angle. So this is an example of a right triangle. You can see this small square that identifies this as a right triangle right here. So without knowing the other angles, you see this square, so therefore it is a right triangle. This is also a right triangle because it has one 90-degree angle. This one actually gives us degrees of the other angles, and since one angle is 45 and the other one is 45, then this one would be 90. You also see the square, which lets you know that this is a right triangle. Now that you are familiar with right triangles, we will get into how you can identify obtuse and acute triangles. First, we will begin with obtuse triangles. An obtuse triangle is a triangle where one of the internal angles is greater than 90 degrees. So this is an example of an obtuse triangle. As you can see, one of the angles is greater than 90, as it is 120, therefore it is an obtuse triangle. So you see the 35-degree angle, you see the 25-degree angle, then you see one angle that is greater than 90, so that makes it obtuse. This is also an obtuse triangle, as one angle is greater than 90 at 110. So you have your 25-degree angle, your 25-degree angle, and then since this angle right here is greater than 90 degrees, then it is an obtuse triangle. The last triangle we'll be learning about is an acute triangle. An acute triangle is where all the angles are equal to less than 90 degrees. So as you can see, this is an acute triangle, and all three of the angles are less than 90 degrees. This is also an acute triangle, as all angles on this triangle are less than 90 degrees. You have one 40-degree angle, one 65-degree angle, and one 75-degree angle. So since all three of those angles are less than 90, then it is an acute. So today we learned about right, acute, and obtuse triangles. If a triangle has one right angle, you know that it is a right triangle. So if you see the right angle and you see the square 100% of the time, it is going to be a right triangle. It does not matter what the other degrees are. If you have one 90-degree angle, then it is a right triangle. If you look at a triangle and it does not have a 90-degree angle or the square, then the next thing you need to do is look at the other degrees of the angles and see if they are greater or less than 90 degrees. So like with an acute, back to this one, there's 45, 65 degrees, and 75 degrees. None of those are greater than 90, so it is an acute. And then back to the obtuse, 25, 25, 110. This 110 is greater than 90, so it is an obtuse. So we will be having a pop quiz today, and for the pop quiz you'll need a pencil and a handout that I'll be giving y'all in a minute. But before we do that, let's go over some more triangles. So would this be an acute, obtuse, or right triangle? Yes, it is a right triangle because it does have the square right here. Okay. Now I'm going to give you all one more example before we take the quiz. Would this be acute, obtuse, or right? Yes, this is an acute triangle because there is no square, so there's no 90-degree angle, and all three of the angles are less than the 90 degrees. So with that being said, I will now pass out your pop quiz, and you may get started.